I'm Rib Hillis, and you're listening to Rocking at the Movies with Shane Comley-White.
Okay, brilliant. And then what kind of training did you go for this kind of movie? Did you do all the shooting, all the rock climbing? I'm assuming that you got a very sporting background.
Yeah, I've been very sporty my whole life. Played sports in high school and a couple years in college, and then just been super active my whole life. Got into rock climbing and ice climbing, so those were very easy. Those are things that we do all the time.
Yeah.
And then shooting wise, I had some training in shooting, just casual training from some friends who were in law enforcement or military over the years. But when this film was coming up, we specifically went out and trained up in Montana. My friend has Montana gun laws are pretty, how should I say? I don't know if it's lax, but you basically can have as many guns as you want. Nice. And there's plenty of guns there. So we had quite an armory of guns, and we went out shooting with live ammo on multiple occasions when I was up there doing pre-production. And for the film, we actually got, I think, 1,000 rounds of ammo for the AR-15s, and we just shot 1,000 rounds of ammo, which was so fun. Blanks for blanks.
Yeah.
I should specify.
You should say that, just in case.
If we had 1,000 rounds of regular ammo, we probably would have saved that. Ammo's hard to come by these days.
Yeah, it is. It's expensive.
Ammo. Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. And then we had a friend who was a former military, current police officer, helped advise me a little bit and give me some pointers. You always want to when you make a movie, you're always expecting someone like, that's not how it's done. That's not why someone would shoot a gun. And I have a friend who's a retired Navy SEAL, and I know when he sees it, he's going to tell me all the things that I did wrong. So I literally went to him and said, just make sure I don't look like an idiot. And he gave me some pointers. But, at the end of the day, it's a movie. Yeah. It's supposed to just be entertaining. We certainly had a lot of fun doing it. And then for the fight sequences, also we had a guy who was a Muay Thai instructor and fighter and referee. And then the guy who I fought in the movie, Bobby Maximus. Bobby Maximus is a former UFC fighter, mixed martial artist. And we choreographed this fight scene together, and it was brutal. We just edited it together a couple weeks ago and put the final piece together. And my friend and I, Ari and I, were literally laughing and cringing at how brutal it was. I got punched in the face. Completely punched in the face, and we put that scene in the movie. Rachel got punched in the face too, not intentionally, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay. And so you guys choreographed the whole fight scene yourselves? It
was myself, Bobby, and I had an idea. Bobby's a big guy. He's 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", like 250 pounds. I'm 6 feet 180. So I had seen some footage that I remember from back in the day of Bob Sapp, who's a huge monster of a man who fought in like K1 and different sort of cage fighting back, I'm going to say like 15, 20 years ago. He's like 6'8", 500, 400 pounds, giant guy. And he fought this guy named Nogueira, I think his name is. I apologize if I mispronounce it, for the Brazilian fighter. Nogueira is like 6'4", 260, but Bob Sapp's so big that the size difference would be like me against Bobby Maximus. And there's this one scene where the Bob Sapp's on top of Nogueira, and he's just pounding him, and Nogueira puts in a triangle choke, and Bob Sapp picks him up over his head and body slams him and knocks him out cold, and then just starts pounding him to death. And that also happened with Rampage Jackson, does a similar move. So we made sure we put that move in there where I put the triangle on Bobby Maximus. He lifts me up in the air, and he body slams me to the ground. And there was really no way to do that other than doing it. And that was,
you can't fake it.
I hit the ground pretty hard a couple of times where I literally was like, whoa.
That hurts.
I hit my head real hard.
Yeah.
Real hard.
No, that's brilliant, because I was actually, I had an interview with Simon Rhee and a whole bunch of other actors as well. And Simon Rhee is a choreographer. And he basically says that when it comes to the martial arts fighting and the martial arts actors, they don't pull their punches. They don't like making it look fake. So what they want to do is they want to do it as best as possible and do every technique as much as they can, and trust that the other person will either evade it properly or will ride the punch correctly. You know, so if they get hit in the face, they don't want to be hit flat on. They just still want to get the riding of the punch. You know, so it's always interesting to find that, because the old school is fake distance punches, you know, and nowadays people want the reality or the realism when it comes to that.
I had not heard about riding a punch, but I can attest to the fact that I did that. And yes, it makes it much more real. You know, anywhere but the face, the blows that we were giving each other were, you know, obviously we weren't hitting each other with the intent to harm, but you know, I need Bobby. He went down, and I need him in, you know, his chest area, at his hands there, and I need him pretty hard enough that makes his body shock back. I smashed a chair on his back, and it's a real chair.
So not a prop chair, huh? No,
we took we got 3 chairs at a thrift store, and we took two of them actually. We sawed it down so that it was very brittle.
Yeah,
and I could barely swing it, because if I would swing it too fast, it would snap apart. Yeah. But it was pretty solid. The second chair didn't break quite as easily, and Bobby got a little bruised. Really? But you know, you want to try and make things look as real as possible, I guess. Obviously, without anybody getting hurt, and we were able to, you know, manage that, and nobody got significantly hurt. But both Bobby and I were pretty bruised and beat up after we shot our scene. We shot it in one night till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then the next day we had to do a pickup shot. And I had bruises because he punching me, and I was blocking with my arms. And my arms were just black and blue. And he said his hands hurt from punching me so much.
Well, take that as a bit of a compliment that you can handle that and cause a fighter like that to feel the pain.
Bobby acting is a beast. Yeah.
Jeez. Because what we're trying to do is I run a martial arts school, and I'm a president of an association here in South Africa. And we are, through a lot of the connections that are made throughout this online interviewing process that we're doing, we are starting up a martial arts or real life, as much as possible, stunt crew with the students that I teach. So we are trying to get as many interviews with those stunt people as well, just to get an idea of how to do it and train with them, whether it be online and actually go practice it out in the garden or out in the veld or wherever else. And that's what we're going to do. And I've already said to all of the students that are partaking in this, it can't be fake. It has to be as real as possible. So if you want to be part of it, just understand that we are going to get bruised. We are going to feel a little bit of pain. So it's nice to know that the actors themselves are going through the same thing. So it's not just a sinister mindset that I have, you know, because
I think you're right. You know, if you're not delivering something that's as authentic as possible, people are going to sniff that out. And it doesn't mean that your movie or it won't be entertaining to watch. It's just, you know, you'll take your mind out of it. Like I said, when I watched the fight scene that Bobby and I did, I was just stunned, because it looked so real, because it was like, you know, this giant man is throwing me through the air, and I'm landing on this hardwood floor. Jeez. And the sound that came out of my body was real. It was this, so hopefully people are entertained for my pain.
Let's hope they are. I'm so tempted to ask you for a copy of that little fight scene, but I think we'll leave it till your movie's launched, and we can actually watch it in the full scope of the movie. But this is what I live for. I love the fighting as well. So I've been training for about 22 years now, so it's part of my blood. And have you ever done any martial arts or anything?
I did a little taekwondo in college. I trying to think. I got a yellow belt. Ended up fighting in the tournament. Mm-hmm. Took second place in the tournament in heavyweight.
Not bad.
I broke my foot in the final match.
How?
So, I just think doing a side kick, and it just I hit, you know. But that was pretty amazing. And then at the time I started a modeling career, And I'll never forget the instructor in our lead instructor is in Colorado. Was a super handsome kid. He looked like the guy from Karate Kid, like Billy Zabka.
Yeah.
He was, just that handsome, great, beautiful blonde hair, chiseled. And I came and saw him one day, and his nose was across his face, like not a little bit, like broken.
Completely broken.
I was like, holy shit, what happened? And he said, oh, I got caught, training or something. And I was like, wow. And I remember at the time I had just started this, modeling career, and I thought, no, maybe I don't. And then, I hadn't done any fight. I didn't do any more fighting from then on.
Yeah.
I've boxed, but just, I guess, for a workout. And then I did some jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, studied some of that.
Okay.